All right, hey everybody. This next episode is about what do you do when the project's kind of stalled out because the next steps of the project kind of require being outside or at least in the garage shop, and it's been kind of Arctic winter temperatures, high winds, rain, freezing rain, snow, and even an ice sheet out where I normally do media blasting. I wanted to do some media blasting, and this is the location that I normally like to do my media blasting outside. But it's like a glacial ice sheet. I wanted to clean up more of this block, which I cleaned up with 409, simple green, stuff like that. It needs a lot more work, but it's not so grimy anymore. But I really need to get out there and clean it with some solvent or some other cleaners. And so what do? Well, I decided I'd make a list and get everything organized to see what I would need to buy for the project. So I'm going to go to the subject of gaskets. I'd like to have a gasket set for the engine. Now I've got a lot of gasket material. I can make it. That's not really a problem. It's just time consuming. We've got the hole punches for the gaskets. We've done it before, but it would be a lot more easy to just buy a set of gaskets for it. So I'm going to look those up. Head gasket. The head gasket, I think, is in pretty good shape. I think we can reuse this. But I'm going to put it on the list and price it out anyway. Why not? We have seals. So we've got our crank seal in the front. The one in the back is not actually in the back cover plate of the engine. It's in the back of the gear reduction. So I'm going to look those up and order them. Since it's all the way taken apart, I think it'd be a good idea just to replace those. I need 2 more mounting bolts for the base, for the engine to the base. And the reason is because there's only 2 of them in there. So I'll take those, match them up, and buy 2 new bolts. That's a hardware store item. I'm missing the carburetor mounting bolts. Unless I find them, they're not with the other bolts. Unless I didn't see them. One for there, one for there. They're hex head and they're slotted as well. Also for this, you need a carb rebuild kit. This is a pulse jet carburetor, and there's actually a diaphragm in there that goes bad. So when we clean it out and rebuild it, we need to do that and get these gaskets. Hopefully I'm going to save these pickup tubes, but not destroy them. We also have, alright, piston rings. These might be okay, but like I say, since we have the whole thing apart, I want to order a new set of piston rings, a new oil control ring, and we'll just put these aside if I don't break them as spares. That's still real oily. Decals. There are really only 2. We've got this rectangle Briggs and Stratton decal, which measures about 3 inches by 2 3/4 inches. So anything kind of in the ballpark would be fine. And then a 5 horsepower round decal for the center for when it gets finished, which we're a long way off, but I'm just making a list. Starter rope I put on here. This starter rope is fine. It's dirty. I don't know how old it is. It's easy enough just to get new starter rope and replace it. We'll take this one off, unknot the 2 ends, and that'll give us our length that we need. Now the nice thing about this starter recoil is that it's held on by 4 bolts and nuts. So with a nut driver I can take that off because it's not riveted. That's going to make cleaning this up for paint and servicing this much easier. The metalwork on this is really good. There's not a lot of dents and dings anywhere. There's a little one here, a little one there, and a little doink there that we can hammer out. So I'm looking forward to getting that prepped up for paint, as well as some of these other sheet metal. We can get it prepped up for paint. And I want to change the engine to a red color. So I don't like to paint things all at the same time. I know that's how you're supposed to do it. Wait till the product's over, prime and paint everything you're going to paint at the same day, same time. I like doing things my way, and as the project progresses, this will probably be the first part that gets painted, the base. This way I can see if I like the color or not. If it starts to bother me and I don't like it, I can make a change before everything's painted. And when it gets close to the finished assembly, a lot of that work's already going to be done. Now, also things on the list are points and condenser. Here's our condenser, and it's just a good idea to get a new one. Why not? I lost the little spring in a previous episode that holds on the wires through that little hole. Rolled off on the floor. There it is. I was able to find it. I just happened to notice it. So I have that, and all this little hardware and this cover, all that I could clean in the meantime, even though it's really cold outside. And then we've got all this other hardware, nuts and bolts, which we can clean up and wire wheel and get those ready in the meantime too. So there's a lot of things to stay on track with, and I can still do, even though I really can't work outside where I want to. So I just wanted to give a quick update. The project's still on. Thanks for stopping by the workshop, and until next time, we'll see you later.